Another day, another dollar. Well, we're now in Nebraska. Got more winter to drive through. Basically, we're going from Nebraska to a place called Clarion, Iowa. Right now, we're in a blizzard type situation. Last night was a blizzard, and but we had to come into Omaha to deliver and pick up over here in Lincoln and take back into Iowa. And one thing that's rough about this is that a lot of times we have to take the back roads to get in there because it's a lot quicker and shorter miles. As you can see, we got blowing snow, and we're going to be earning our paychecks again this week. I was notified like earlier that the dispatchers had trouble with drivers, complaining about the weather and can't make their appointments or didn't want to get up on time. And sometimes people use the weather as an excuse just because they don't want to work. And if you're a new driver, it's understandable that you have different levels of, training and whether you're comfortable or whatever, what to do. But once you become a seasonal driver, then you can recognize what you can do, what your ability is, and be able to do the work without coming up with an excuse that, well, I'm sorry, the roads are too bad, I can't make it. And in fact, which they weren't, you just wanted to sleep in. And we got people that do that, and that's in all different type of career moves. But here we got truckers that, they'll be super picky on the loads that they get. They'll walk around like they're somebody special, and they go into the company and they say, well, you have to treat me because I'm your driver and I'm special and all that stuff. And they are special, but don't become a special case, because you can only be so much special. I've always was told that if you don't work twice as hard for what you get, you're not worth half as much. And I believe it. And in this wintertime, this is the time that you find out whether you have drivers or not, because out here, it's not the fact that, it's winter out here, and it's not the fact that sometimes you have to pull over. It's the fact of being able to call it right and do it right. I've been into a lot worse storms, and I've done a lot hectier routes, and I know what I can do. But if it did get really bad, where I can recognize, okay, I'm in trouble here, I'm not going to be able to make it, then I'll make that call and say, hey, I got to pull over. And you know what happens? The company is going to respect me because, I'm calling it the way it is, and I'm not making up an excuse. Dispatchers, a lot of times they don't have an over-the-road experience. Some companies, they do. Some companies require that a dispatcher would have a CDL, and they would have to keep it current, and they have to know how to, do the over-the-road stuff. But a lot of companies don't have that. They just go and recruit some dispatchers, and then they don't know anything about trucking really, except what they understand. And the real world is different from behind the cubicle. But what we're talking about this week is service. And this is where service really comes in, because you're probably going to be late on loads because, well, let's take a look at here. I am definitely not going to go 65 miles an hour in this type of conditions. I have to slow down. I have to go to a safe speed, and people recognize that. People understand that. So if you're going to have loads, they're going to be delayed, and so you're going to have shippers and receivers kind of uptight. You know, they can't get their loads on tight, and so you have to be diplomatic. You have to be understanding, understanding that dispatchers are really crammed at this time. They got a lot of loads they got to deliver, and they're falling behind. And you know, they don't want to lose their customers. So it's how you treat your business, and all the way around is how it's going to come back at you. And this is really important. I always say that the winter time, it always shows you who is really a driver, because not too many people would be out here. And I don't want to say that if you're a risk taker that you're good either, because you know there's times that you can take a risk or whatever, but out here you can't go against safety. And there's a debate basically, you know, where if you call it safe, then that's the way it's supposed to be. And there's a lot of people that they're scared to do what they need to do, and so they back off saying, okay, I'm going to be safe. And in the fact, there's no reason to back off because everything's good. It's just that their training isn't what it's supposed to be, or they just need to have more confidence in themselves. It's a judgment call, really, to say whether, you know, if it's good enough to drive or not to drive, and your abilities. So what I'm saying here is the risk takers is not what we want, but the overprotective stuff, or the overly cautious, I should say, can also become a hazard, and that's not good service either. So where you have to call it, you know, after you get a few years in, you get better with calling it the right way. You never feel like you really have the right answer. You just hope for the best, you know. But for me, I drive down, and if I can see the road, I can see that the traffic's fine. I know the visibility is a little bit low, but I have to ask myself, can I drive further without an incident? Do I risk an accident, or can I feel good about making it? And today, knowing what's out here, the only thing I have to deal with is the traffic, and make sure that I'm well communicating to everybody what I'm trying to do, and just don't take any risks. Take it nice and easy, and get it there in one piece, get it safe, and do a good service to my company and myself, and at the end of the week, to my family, so they can get a good paycheck. And it's always good service. And so we're going to have fun, and off we go.